Last time on the 40/40.
It was a weird moment, like actually taking the first step on a long journey.
I came from Michigan, that is at sea level, and then started hiking at about, 8,200 feet?
We just arrived at a campground in Dude. We noticed like all the trees were dead.
The Rocky Mountain region has been experiencing beetle kill. It's changing the West. Nobody knows what it's going to look like in the future. No yard sales in the thing.
Make it more like home?
Stanley School was interesting.
God gave man the ability to grow a tail. About once, maybe even twice a day.
I didn't know where he was going about the tail, and then I get it.
Going number 2.
Leave no trace is a set of principles to minimize their impact in the outdoors. We as Christians should be the best practitioners of L&T ever.
Mealtimes really
Just like a little bit of water.
Mace is having a hard time sumping her food.
It's still there. Why is the 40 of something?
A couple of people just had some like bad dreams going into the 40.
There really is an enemy, and he's going to do everything he can to stop what God wants to do.
Alright guys, pull out.
Today we took our group of students out to a place called the Beehive, climbing area that has world-class crack climbing.
Are you ready?
It's a lot of fun to take students out for the first time.
I was playing Will that day.
Yeah.
So it's dislocated and then...
So what's the plan now? I don't know. I don't know if we'll be able to do any more climbing this trip.
Because we want to come into a place where we as a group are developing into a family.
Sharing my backstory. I was a little uncomfortable at first because you don't really open up to people like that.
He came visited twice, but like brought the kids that, you know, he made with somebody else while we were at home.
Still, if you asked me, I'd be like, oh yeah, I'm a Christian for sure. I knew all the right answers and knew all the stories. I went to camps and just didn't feel any conviction over what I was doing at all.
Will talked about his backstory. He made the interesting decision of actually cutting off his dreads.
And so you just feel like
I've definitely idolized them in a way. Something that I've put higher than I should have.
Trying to take the next step in his like walk and his manhood and things like that.
So we took the shears out of the first aid trauma.
yeah.
I offer my dreads, my hair. I offer my image and what people have seen me as.
I'm really excited for him, so we'll see what happens. Today we went and hiked to Blair Point. It was our second climbing location. And it was just to set us up to get closer to our other climbs, especially at Vista Point.
So we're going to go back the way we came today, through here and through that meadow again.
This was our first official day for LODs, and those are the leaders of the day.
Road 707, and that's when we watch out for crazy rednecks.
They went through the route that we were going to hike. We were hiking about 4 miles to our next site, which was going to be at Blair Point.
So it was a pretty easy hike, not too hard.
Who wants a song like everyone else's? Do we lack some creativity?
As we were walking across the field, we stopped to do map school.
we really are going to start letting you guys step into your LOD positions, leader of the day, okay? Sean and Tosh have been doing an amazing job starting us off. So the LOD is always going to be in charge, basically, of assisting the instructor throughout the day and facilitating the group. So if you have questions, you're now going to go to the LOD. So the instructors will form the LOD, LOD informs everybody else, okay? One of the big components of the LOD is maps and reporting the 5 essentials of wilderness travel to the entire group. The 5 essentials of wilderness travel really inform you on the day, okay? It's the 5 questions you always want to answer when you're traveling through the wilderness. to answer the 5 essentials, you've got to kind of learn about maps, okay? Now, the maps that we have are actually government maps, okay? These maps are called topographic maps. How many of you have ever heard of a topographic map? Yeah? Okay, good. How many know how to read a topographic map?
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah. Many of us heard of them, but we really don't know how to read them, okay? Being able to read a map, it really is another language, okay? And the goal of this map here is to take, basically, this is a two-dimensional communication of the three-dimensional environment we live in. Obviously, for example, the green represents what?
Grass.
Vegetation, thick vegetation, all right? So like those trees right there behind you. The white would represent open space, right? Like a meadow. The contour intervals, which says it right here at the key, is 40 feet. Okay, so that means these brown lines you see here, these are called contour intervals. They're 40 feet apart. You don't really need a compass to read a map. Most people, they don't know how to use a compass, and the truth is they really don't need a compass, especially in the Rocky Mountains where we're going, where we're high, you know, we're not in a lot of trees, all that. Now if you're on the East Coast, you definitely gotta have a compass because you can't see around you. But up here we can see all these major points, right? So you can actually do what's called, you can actually triangulate your map according to eye.
So the weather started taking a turn a little bit for the worse for us. When we were hiking, it started misting on us. It wasn't like downpour, but it wasn't all that fun. You know, you're just always constantly wet.
My lower back hurts a lot, so I'm kind of doing these motions clouds.
Long hike. Thank you. Just cut it. Good reason. Yeah. Head's a lot lighter and colder.
Day 3, having good times. Stay packing up camp and walking.
I found an inner tube that looks like it's got...
I'd say Austin is kind of the king of LNT. And I say this because he found an inner tube, which looks like one of those snow inner tubes, and we were just hiking through this big field, and apparently it was left there from like probably the winter, and he finds it and he's gonna pack it out because he is a traditional LNT mountain man, and that's what he does.
LNT. Leave other people's traces out too. Get rid of them.
By the time we got to Blair Point, it looked like it was about to dump on us. So we pretty much rushed to get our tent set up, and then we just climbed inside.
There was just torrential rainfall. We got our tent set up and everything, and the water was just going everywhere. I mean, we're just soaked to the bone, every single person.
Dude, man, what's happening?
Dude, it's raining out here. We were putting up our tents and it was thundering, and then it just started to rain and hail and stuff, and we didn't put everything up in the tents yet, so I just put a rain cover over my bucket and ran into this rock. Hopefully it keeps me safe.
Yeah. Your rain gear is sitting out.
Yeah, my rain gear is sitting out right now.
Do you want me to go get it?
Sure, man, that'd be great.
So most people had been kind of reclused back into their tent.
So what's going on, Matt?
Right now it's hailing and raining cats and dogs. I don't know, we just got this random thunderstorm happening, and as you can tell, it's going crazy out there.
Sean, what's going on?
It's going nuts, I don't know, man. It's like raining inside the tent, just from bouncing off the ground beside me. My arm's getting soaked, and I'm not even outside.
We got a little bit restless, me and Eric. And,
oh yeah, it's raining.
And Will.
Raining pretty good.
There's Ethan's raincoat in a puddle.
Me and Will went out kind of to adventure in the rain a little bit, and there's this big rock formation. And we had our food and things, and we just sort of
it's getting kind of cold.
just booked it for the rocks. And we still got soaked, so it didn't even really matter. But we made it underneath this little alcove, and we were just hanging out, trying to get away from the monsoon. And Eric came by and found us, and he hung out with us too. So we were just sort of like a survival squad. I would call it a survival squad.
Robbie, you're looking pretty cold.
Woo!
Yeah, baby. Yeah.
No, I'm just getting some splatter here. I'm pretty waterproof.
Water resistant. No such thing as waterproof. Maybe Chuck Norris.
Chuck Norris is waterproof. He doesn't even drink water.
Yeah, did this thing.
He allows water to enter.
He allows water to enter. We're under our little rock alcove hiding from the rain, and we're more or less dry by that point. But then suddenly the whole little cave just started like gushing water at us, and so it had no longer become a safe zone. So we kind of scrambled out, and we were looking for another shelter. And right above us, we could see there's a huge like rock overhang. And so we just scrambled up there, and we went up there, and it was nice. It was nice and dry. There's enough room for all of us because the other one was a little tight for 3 dudes.
Guys, we're gonna get struck by lightning up here.
I hope so. That'd be cool.
My parasol.
Oh my god, my swim trunks.
There's a little bit of concern by some of the so-called experts in the group about lightning strikes in that location, but we were fine. There was no risk of lightning strikes. There might have been a little. We got struck by lightning. It was. I regret that decision.
Finally, Meg and I kind of got sick of being in there, and the rain had kind of lightened up a little bit, and we walked outside, and
Stephanie, I don't know what they're doing.
Like, oh, let's go walk in the rain. Let's go get wet.
we looked up on this rock ledge, and there was Robbie and Will and Ethan and Eric, and they're just...
There's no room up here.
No girls allowed. Can't believe it's only day 3.
Man, it's been so long.
We've hiked so far already. So much further to go.
Hello.
Yeah.
That was Eric.
You didn't even say that.
It wasn't Robbie who said that.
You know, I answer to a lot of names, and Hey Beautiful may be one of them, but that wasn't me. That was Eric, because I think at that moment he was beautiful inside and out, and he knew it, and he owned it. Man, he's so beautiful. He's so beautiful. But Eric is beautiful. I'm just gonna say that.
Yeah, it was nice to be able to get outside of our tents. We were cooped up for quite a while, and just be able to share life together again. It was a blessing that the weather cleared up a little bit for us.
No, you have to act like it.
As a twins!
1, 2, 3, squash.
Megan for sure.
Megan
for sure.
Megan got it.
The other right color on.
Didn't rain through dinner at all. And then we got together for Devo, sort of up on this rock formation.
You make yourself a lot of jam.
I'm gonna make me a countertop.
And it was super nice. The sun was going down. It looked all good. But again, you know, we got a little curveball, and we heard the angry thunder off in the distance, and we decided to move it down underneath some trees, you know, so we're safe from the wrath of electricity coming down from the sky. But then it just started pouring rain. Again, I would use the word torrential.
Okay,
What just happened today?
well, we're at Vidaboo at our second spot.
Yep.
We're in the wilderness.
Day 3.
And, started raining a little earlier. And then started lightning.
Wait, are you coming, Steph?
Yeah.
Oh,
So tell us what happened today, Tasha.
Well, we hiked for 4.4 miles.
4.4?
And then, well, I thought it was only 4 after a while. Anyways.
She was leader of the day. LOD.
I was LOD. I was the sweeper. Means I'm in the back. Sean was in the front.
Sweeper.
And,
Got an extra battery in
we made supper and we had a break in the rain, and then we got up on the rock to do Devo, and then it started lightning, so we got down, and then it started raining, and now we're in the tent.
Okay, when you take
and it's gonna get dangerous.
Can you put that in the corner?
Ow! I just put
You can be the anonymous.
I got something in my eye. Okay. Hey world, day 3 here. It's raining. It's cold. It's miserable. Okay, so I just tried to make pudding with powdered milk, and it was kind of terrible. And my whole group got mad. And yeah, it's still raining. So this is what we have to do when yeah, we got 2 blister actions going over here. Yeah, team. Okay, let's just say in the front country we're all very classy women, okay? But in the back country, this is what happens, okay? And I'd also like to say that this is my 3rd day in the wilderness, and this is also my longest time in the wilderness ever. Okay, so
how many more to go?
So how many more do we have? Oh, I'm doing this thing where I'm pretending that I'm gonna be in the wilderness for life. So like when we get to 40 days, it'll be like, oh, I just got out of the wilderness. I thought I was gonna be here forever. So I'm not really thinking about days. I'm more just thinking about, this is my life, okay? All right, so I'm gonna work on a rap now. I'm from Atlanta, so this is how we do things. Yeah? What? 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 So my name is Merritt. I like to drop beats. I do all these things and I really like treats. This is how I go when I rap to my flow. Got a camera in my face and that's my name ain't Joe. So I had some pudding tonight and it was Spurge B day. But that's just how we do it. Cause I ain't in the A no mo. So now we about to play some Dutch Blitz. So we better cut off the camera cause now I call it quits.
So this morning we woke up and it was raining and wet.
It just would not stop raining. It just wouldn't.
You really can't climb when rocks are wet. It's kind of impossible for the rubber on your rock climbing shoes to kind of stick.
It was kind of disheartening for a lot of people because we were really looking forward to being out and not being stuck in a tent during a lightning storm. So Josh and Amy rounded us together.
And your soul to submit to your spirit. All you're saying is, Christ, you're in charge, and I align myself with everything you are, which changes the atmosphere, you know?
You know, he was like, you don't want to let this harm your spirit. You don't want to let this get you down because we're out here to be, you know, to really be empowered by the Spirit. And it's not about this. It's not about climbing.
So when we have circumstances that press us down like this, it's easy for the Christ in us to shrink. and our flesh and our soul, you know, your soul, your mind, your emotion, your personality, to really kind of be like, ah. But we want the Christ in us to be larger than the circumstances, right?
So we just said, whatever, keep raining, I don't care. It's not like I want to frolic in the sunshine or anything like that.
Look, we'll just start off just giving thanks. You know, if you have a song on your heart, we're gonna jump into that song and let, you know, we'll just follow you, you know, and we're gonna just worship the Father, worship Christ.
Josh just kind of told us that we should just shout out our thanks and praise to God. And I think that has helped me refocus my mind on kind of what's important.
You guys ready? This is what it means to press in. This is what Paul and Silas did when they were in prison, you know? This is what the great men and women of God would do when circumstances would say otherwise. Lord, we love you.
It makes things up, God. It makes things grow, God, and revive the earth, God.
For what you've been teaching each one of us, God.
Thank you, we thank you, we thank you, we thank you, we thank
Give everything
you.
up to you.
I praise you, Lord. I praise you, Jesus. Worthy is your name.
We're out here for climbing and going on an awesome adventure, but mostly it's kind of about what's God doing in our lives. And it just helped us kind of really recenter our focus around, you know, what God had planned for us, and just give up the praise and glory to Him no matter really what's happening.
Give and take away. Give and take away. My heart will choose to say, blessed be your name.
Lord, I thank you for your great love, that it's larger than any storm. It's more important than any type of climbing. Because of your great love, we are not consumed, and we give you glory. We praise you. We give you glory this morning. We just command our spirits to be in charge right now and to give Him glory. There's one thing that happens today, it'll be giving you glory. Whether in storm or sun, we give you glory today because you're worthy. You're worthy.
Father, you're worthy.
So we're going to play a game right now. Because this is worship, right? So everybody put your arm around. And this game's called the Boogaloo.
Okay.
All right?
Sounds fun.
John's gonna go like this. I'm gonna say to you, let me see your boogaloo. And you're gonna respond, what's that you say? And I'm gonna say, let me see your boogaloo. And then you're gonna say, what's that you say? And then we say, and I said, and at this point we're gonna break out of the circle and we're gonna begin to do whatever rendition of the boogaloo you feel. What is your interpretation of what the boogaloo would look like? Okay? And then we're gonna say, as we do that, we're gonna go, ooh, ah, 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 ooh. Ah, 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 ooh, ah, 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 ooh. We do that as we're doing our boogaloo. Okay? And then we're gonna join back in and we're gonna say, and now we're marching. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. And now we're marching. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Let me see your boogaloo. What's that you say? I said, let me see your boogaloo. What's that you say? I said, ooh, ah, 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 ooh, ah, ah, ah. One more time. Ooh, ah, 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 ooh, ah, 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 ooh, ah, ah, ah. And here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Let me see your Schwarzenegger. What's that you say? I said, let me see your Schwarzenegger. What's that you say? I said, ooh, oh, Okay.
Let me, how are the words? Let me see your Dougie. Your Dougie.
What's that you say? Go, man! One more time! Let me see your MC Hammer! What's that you say? Can't touch it. Hammer time! Hammer time!
Oh, all right. We're gonna say "Giving glory in the rain." On 3.
1, 2, 3.
Giving glory in the rain! Woo! All right. Well, I think the rain just increased a little.
I ended up spending most of the time in the tent with Austin and Sean, and just spent a ton of time reading, and that was great. I went through a few books about just being a son of God, and that was very interesting, and just writing my journal.
Other people had awesome times, like the girls I think had Dutch Blitz, which is a fun game. Even if you're not Dutch, it's great. I was stuck in the waterbed tent.
It's raining, super hot outside. It's dumping. I thought it would be a good idea to go outside and play cards underneath a tree, but it started raining way harder.
Yeah, look at this.
It's going the bottom of our tent is basically a waterbed.
A freezing cold waterbed.
Shoot, we gotta try to get some of that out of there.
Yeah.
We were sealing our floor, and then we did, and so it stopped leaking, but it was terrifying.
Zone right here.
Yeah, and then
just
carefully
help it out.
I kind of just took the opportunity to get some rest. I slept a lot in my tent, and then it was really comfortable. It was nice. It was really nice to just have a day. I think rarely in this world we ever have a day to just be.
It's just one of those rainy days. One of those rainy days where you just gotta curl up in your wool socks and your 0-degree sleeping bag and just cuddle up next to your tent pole and just relax the day away.
So dinner that night after the storm was great. It was nice to actually be back out and around everybody because everybody was in their tents all day pretty much.
Do a little trick where you make a triangle to concentrate the air, to concentrate the flow so the fire will burn hot. To dry out wood so we can have a fire tonight. And in my attempt, singe my eyebrows.
So it is.
So it is. Get rid of the unibrow.
We had some great community discussion. I'd say so far dinner times are like my favorite.
Yeah, so Austin, being the manly man that he is, took all of the remains of what everyone else wouldn't drink up or sump up.
Austin knows what to sump this. There's a leaf. There's an actual leaf in there.
I had gotten together, a good amount of disgusting food waste.
It's fajita droppings. There's some tuna.
Like weird tuna goop that's left in the can. You can't let that go to waste, so I put that in there.
So, here.
That's not so bad.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, he is.
Camera.
Yeah, you're a new creation.
Oh, that's good.
Oh.
That's delicious.
I'm just saying.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
How is it?
Awesome.
Oh my god.
Hey guys, go watch that boiling water behind you.
I don't know about that membrane. That's not going down.
It's just tuna.
Oh, that's just milk.
Tuna stomach.
Oh, that or that? That's just milk. It's like burnt evaporated milk.
Come on, Austin. Woo! Yeah.
Austin, I'm gonna get.
Oh my god.
Did you eat the leaf yet? There was a leaf in there somewhere.
Okay.
Oh, that's the good stuff right there. That's
Come on. That you can throw in the trash.
No, you gotta do it. Come on.
Oh my gosh.
I'm gonna call you Mr.
Did she just gag?
Tasha likes to make herself out to be this tough little cookie, and she was gagging, like physically gagging when Austin was slurping down this this food waste that really, I'm pretty sure we shouldn't have fed to any living organism.
Oh, that's the leftovers.
Yeah, man.
He is a champion, and I think he may have still been a little hungry, so he needed the nutrients.
It was impressive. I don't know if I would have had the heart to do it.
My wife and I meet when we first start school.
This is Eric's first kiss.
And we start dating 2 months after we meet. We have this assignment where we have to take a picture like at 5 times of a day, like throughout the day. So my wife, well, not my wife, my friend and I, we're gonna drive somewhere at night and just sleep in the car because we had to take pictures at sunset, at sunrise.
Bad idea.
Yeah. We both kind of liked each other, but we decided to, you know, just drive to this trailhead and sleep in the car and just pack some food and stuff. So we just find some place. We don't really know the area yet because we're both new to the area. We find this like super sketchy trailhead on this like private school grounds. We decided to leave because it was kind of weird, and we just pulled up to this like lookout point thing by the beach. And we park, and we're like, we put the seats back.
Whoa, sketchy.
No.
You're staying the night in the car. You gotta put the seats back.
Yeah, we're sleeping in the car.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So we put the seats back. We're trying to sleep, and it's like pretty uncomfortable. And we're there for a couple minutes. And Amanda says, I'm hungry. I'm like, yeah, I'm kind of hungry too. So we get in the back seat and we pull up some of this food that we brought. We brought a loaf of bread and some peanut butter, and we're gonna make some sandwiches. So we're making peanut butter sandwiches with my Leatherman in the back seat. And this cop pulls up behind us and shines his light on our car. And Amanda like freaks out and turns on off the light real fast. So they're definitely expecting like some people to like having sex or like doing drugs or something. And they walk up and I roll down the window. And he just looks in and he says, "Are you making peanut butter sandwiches?" By that time, backup has arrived. Anyway, they tell us you can't park here because this parking lot's closed at dusk. And we tell him what we're doing, and he says down the road there's some parking. So we're like, all right, I guess we're gonna have to do this because we got to shoot this thing tomorrow. And we're trying to like sleep in this car, but we're like, you know, trying to keep our distance because we're just friends. And it's like, we're trying to the seats back. That doesn't work because it's really uncomfortable. Me laying on the back seat, her in the front seat, like all over the place. And we just end up talking for a while. And I told her that I had never kissed anyone yet, or, you know, anyone before. Yeah. Uh-oh. No, and so somehow it gets her, and she said, all right, she's like, okay, all right, just close your eyes or something like that.
Oh man.
So I no, yeah.
Just close your eyes.
Okay, so I do.
I like your style.
I'm ready.
Close your eyes.
Your first kiss.
She's a lot more forward than I am. Okay, so I'm there. My eyes are closed. And she kisses me, and I do nothing. Absolutely nothing. Like nothing. Just
dead fish.
And that was really awkward for both of us. And
then you got married.
And then we I don't even know what happened after that. It's like a blur. We don't do the assignment, and we just drive home like in silence.
Oh my god. Yeah, it's like, well, hey dude, you must have left a good impression because you got married. That looks pretty.
You want some half no-bake cookies?
What was that?
I'll get it from her side of the story.
We don't know how to make, because we suck.
You use too much water.
I'm good at it.
Wait, I want to try.
It's warm. Yum.
I want to try too.
What is that? It's no-bake cookies that we failed to make no-bake cookies. So they're kind of, it's just a watery version.
Chocolate pudding with oatmeal.
We can make great food, but when it comes to desserts, we fail.
We haven't made one like actual dessert.
That's not bad
been
at all.
a dessert.
Like our pudding is just liquid.
It tastes good. This doesn't
Our
come out the way
desserts
it's
have been like liquidy flavored chocolate every night. That's like been what it was.
But we'll be like, we're so full. Let's make dessert.
I know.
Yeah, go for it.
It's like, we're always like, oh, we're so full, we're gonna barf. Let's make brownies.
I just got a big powdery chunk of something.
It didn't break up, so we just left it.
Okay, so these are our food bags here. We had them split up by like dinner, breakfast, and lunch. And here are some of our pots. This is like for rice and stuff. And let's see. Yeah, underneath is our the stove that's connected to the fuel bottle, which is really great. And this is just a thing to kind of keep it level. And you put this around it to keep the wind from like blowing out the flame. And that's pretty much the kitchen. And we eat out of these. We eat out of these mugs here. We call them glory mugs. Yeah, we call them glory mugs because they're pretty versatile for everything. Pretty glorious. Got measurements on the sides. It's good stuff.
We also have another glory mug.
If you're cool, you have not a glory mug. And you have a plastic bag that you put over it.
And you shake it up.
To clean it.
Shake it up, baby. Now.
See if I got my mug for a second. You got your bag. Sometimes it gets a little tight. I'm mixing rubber bands right now. It's probably a key ingredient.
Yeah, this is what happens when you're from Austin, Texas, and you try to shortchange.
You gotta save money. You gotta
save money. Oh, are
you gotta put your bag over. Then you shake it.
Glorious!
And you can put some rubber bands around there and keep it for later.
You make everything
bam.
glorious.
Simple as that. Save $10.
But my childhood was really pretty great, and I'm thankful for that because I know that not everyone's was. When I was about 12, I saw pornography for the first time. That kind of grew in my life slowly but surely. Just I don't know how to really explain it. I never really liked it, but it's kind of like a hunger. Like just a fleshly desire. Like you hate it, but at the same time you feel like you need it. Through that same time, I kind of went through a lot of doubts around 11 and 12, just questioning if I really believed in God, I guess. But the thing is, I always felt God with me. Like I sensed God's presence. Talked to my dad a lot, and he kind of helped me through a lot of that. But that's also been kind of a thing over the years. It's just questioning and doubt. My junior year of high school, there's like this Bible group called Redskins for Christ, because we were like the Union Redskins, and it was doing all right, but it was dwindling, and some people asked me to come. They're like, hey, we need some leaders for next year, and I ended up, me and my friends like kind of revived that the next year, this Bible group, and God just really blessed it. And but starting that year, I was really touched by the Lord, and I didn't really have many issues for a really long time. Pornography wasn't an issue, and like I really saw God work through us and through me, like to be able to teach and bring people together every week, and it just really encouraged me and encouraged people. But about halfway through the year, something kind of drug me back down, and I started struggling again with pornography. And so here I was, like teaching a Bible group every Wednesday, and kind of having like a couple times a month, just like relapsing, you know? I love to be full of the Lord and to encourage others and build others up. What I've seen is like my own desires and flesh gets in the way, and I struggle and fall. How debilitating it is for me to be able to serve the Lord and serve others. After that, I was like, Lord, I don't want to do ministry anymore.
because I just felt like it was my struggle with sin that brought like problems. I guess it was like, until I'm perfect, I really don't want to do ministry. But it was disobedience, really. Because I was saying like, Lord, you're not big enough to work through me, to fix me. And I'm just gonna give up, kind of. So I went to college like that, but after that year I realized that I was sort of in this rebellion against God and just like not gonna do ministry. So I decided I'd apply for the chaplaincy, and which at school, that's like every floor has a chaplain who's basically just encourages people to pray and get together and holds a Devo once a week. I go to a completely Christian school. Like, as far as Christian schools get, like, it's very Christian. Most people are really sold out for the Lord, but a lot of the guys on this floor just didn't know the Lord, didn't believe in the Lord, and were pretty heavy drinkers. And so, like, you could just sort of feel that on the floor. And as a chaplain, my job wasn't really to, like, stop that, but it was to, like, pray for them and help them. But that first semester was just so discouraging. Like, just being, I had, like, my own room alone, and these guys weren't, like, really responding to ministry. Meanwhile, I started struggling with pornography pretty heavily again. And so I went to one of my mentors who was at the school, like just a strong man of God in the missions department. I didn't go to tell him, but he's extremely prophetic, and he started calling me out on it while I was in there. And that was kind of weird, but it hurt like a lot. Because he was like, you know, Ethan, your hands are on the plow, but you're looking behind into the past. Basically, like, you're doing the Lord's work, but you're also looking back. So I spent Christmas break really seeking the Lord, and met with some people, and the Lord really encouraged me. I came back kind of with a new spirit. Not a new spirit, but like a renewed spirit. And a lot of the just perseverance, I guess, in the first semester started to pay off. A lot of the guys started to receive, but through that semester I struggled some, and I left the year in a pretty good way, but I still consider pornography and all that goes along with that, like lust and stuff, a pretty serious temptation. Like, I have to be pretty intentional to stay away from it. I want to know the Lord in a more consistent way, like knowing that that's not, I don't want to be like pastoring someday or something and then like have that come up. And for too long I've tried to be perfect, and I know it's not about being perfect, but I'm here that the Lord will kind of work in me and hopefully speak some truths into my life about all of that. And I believe I'm free, but at the same time I'm asking God for the strength to not ever go back, I guess. That's basically my story. Or at least the part that's perfect.
You know, I've always found that trying not to do them didn't really work. It was more me focusing on trying to do what God wanted me to do that really helped the most. And once you start focusing your line on what God wants you to do, and you start doing that, everything else seems to fall wayside and falls away, man.
That's good.
And I really think this wilderness, this trip out here is going to help you with that. Realigning of your ideas and thoughts with God. And hopefully, when you get back in civilization, and when you have those temptations around, it won't be that big of a deal anymore. You have a greater focus.
Thanks, man. I appreciate that.
Yeah, like with drugs and alcohol, like we always say that like it's just a root. I mean, it's just a symptom of our disease, and like the real root is not. I mean, like the issue really isn't pornography, you know, or the issue really isn't drugs or alcohol.
No,
or, you know, it's a heart issue, And like that's just been true for me. And like, you know, like God is the great physician, and I think like I definitely relate to what you said about diligence, you know, and like intentional. And I just feel like that's definitely true. And for some people, more than others, they have to be just that much more diligent with the Lord, you know. But I also think that is kind of what you were talking about the other day, like that in your weakness, like when we are weak, He is strong.
It's nice to know that we can't even be a Christian on our own. Like, we can't do it. Like, we can't live this pure life. We can't walk the walk. We literally can't do it. The only way we can do it is when Christ gets on the inside of us and starts transforming us from the inside to the outside. As He and the Father are one, Christ said, I want to be one with them. I'm one as you're one with me. And so when Christ gets in us, that's when we can start doing it. And I love your level of humility, because what you're saying is like, I want to do this and I want to do it right. And it starts by just being completely honest and vulnerable and transparent, and just being like, okay, Jesus, step inside of me, enlarge, so that I can continue to develop into the man You've called me to be, and the man You've defined me according to who I am in Christ, you know.
Next week on the 40/40.
A lead climber is the person that first takes up the rope and they protect themselves as they go. We're going to go over how to lead safely and securely.
Oh yeah. Attention.
I'm
about to lead climb Stairway to Heaven.
That's right.
Here we go.
For a lot of years, I was too sketched out to lead. It's like opens up a whole new world of climbing. You're mentally in the game, and there's consequences.
Son, you're on the way.
It is by the grace of God that thing did not come down last night. Family.
Tasha and Mary's tent was kind of blown away.
Hey, don't lick the knife, eh?
Listen to like the knife, eh? You back, eh? Automatic? That's all you got?
Oh, the food! No!
Couldn't have it on the sweet rock because of the lightning. This guy. I said, let me see you, Richardson! What's that you said?
We're supposed to have pizza, but we'll have that tomorrow.
The weather cleared up.
We're probably gonna win the competition. Just saying.
I see that.
You think so?
Blue group.
Blue group, assemble!